final of the lower bracket and the potentially final match of the lower bracket between a rematch between xAdypt and Paige. I'm Game Draco, joined by Ray.
I'm getting a lot of voice issues with you, Draco. You're kind of cutting out on me, buddy.
Are we starting right now?
I believe so. And you're coming in clear now.
Uh-oh. Paige looks like they're frozen. There we go.
And they're off. Looking like a 9-second delay with xAdypt leading off. A little bit bumpy going into the upper ramp.
Ah! Or are they practicing?
This had to have been the practice. There's no way Paige would take a DNF like that right off the rip. At least I don't think they would.
Yeah. Well, she restarted, and it looks like xAdykt's restarting, so clearly they're in practice.
It has to be the practice. Although if they both DNF, you'd have to do it all over again.
Which is pretty funny.
Work the match count, just double DNF so that we'd have to stay here longer. We're not getting paid overtime for this. Are we getting paid?
Not getting paid for overtime either.
Oh, man. I had hope.
Yeah. No, I meant to say is that we're not... I'm not so sure with this match. It's a best of 11, first to 6. Looks like both of them are on the lowest traction setting, which is 2420, which is optimal for this track.
We are no longer messing around. We literally have the best in the bracket. It's all coming down to this.
Yep.
I'm also bummed that this was not highlighted as a racer revenge match, because it totally is.
Yes, it is.
Best payback face-to-face on a pod racing circuit. Revenge of the lower bracket. It most certainly is.
Yeah, that seems about right. This is a rematch.
It looks like Paige is just about ready to start. Still waiting on xAdypt to close out their practice run.
Okay, looks like both racers are ready, but I'm waiting for xAdypt to
Shoutouts to Lightning on the starting pistol, ready to get us underway. Three, two, one. Let's do this. Paige literally out of the gate at the starting gun. Or not.
petition.
We are both frozen here. I cannot hear anyone, and our screens are locked. Draco has dropped from the moment. Okay. Well, there we go. I was worried you lost you, brother. Paige once again out of the gate first. xAdypt taking off with about a 7-second delay. And we're just about good. Both of them over the ramp into the splitter.
In Sonoma race day. There you go. This 180 hairpin. This is the deciding factor.
The hairpin of death. Both navigating it with a few scrapes. xAdypt up by what looks like maybe an 0.8 of a second. It is close, and it is close. Oh boy. Over the ramp. Looks like Paige came first into the splitter. My mistake. Boosting over Skedo jump. Navigating the hairpin. Oof. xAdypt piping hot heading up toward that turn.
Lead. Yeah.
Over the methane field. Heading up toward dirt ramp hop. Back into the splitter. Taking the left path. Boosting over Skedo jump one last time.
Paige nails it.
And Paige takes the first one.
We have... Yep, now comes the permabans. Each player has a chance to... Each player has a chance to do ban 3 tracks, the remainder of 1. Let's see the permabans. I know xAdypt said picking the tracks. Okay, gauntlet ban right off the bat. xAdypt.
The gauntlet will not be thrown today. So one of my personal favorite skips is off the table. But Paige responds by banning on Delpreme Centrum. xAdypt quickly banning the Bunta Classic in response. And the Bunta training course. Tatooine has been wiped off the face of this track. xAdypt banning Slide. I feel like that's a throwaway. Paige temp banning Abyss. Draco, I cannot hear you, brother. What is a final without some technical difficulties? We hope we don't have any technical difficulties, brother. Just seems like it's been a vain hope forever and a day. Oh, wow. Is that what we're going to? Already? No way. I won't say it until it's officially picked, but if that's what we're doing, that's going to be insane to start it off. Oh, boy. Just waiting on someone to pull the trigger. Yep. Race 2 is Inferno skips. Holy smokes. Oh, oh man. Inferno skips with slide band.
Back again, huh?
We're going to Inferno skips.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Already bringing out the biggest of guns right off the bat. Who do you go with in this case?
This is a skip that Paige does know.
I only know this a little bit from the Botto challenges, so I'm definitely not as technically skilled as the people we have on the leaderboards here, with Metallica sporting a 22.392 and Paige sporting a 29.857, both with Mars.
It's ideal pod for this skip.
Being able to perform both the wall hop and the skip hop. Paige already taking a crash in practice, with xAdypt being able to manage it very cleanly.
Well, this is a skip that anything goes when the real thing happens.
Absolutely. xAdypt clearing it in just about 36 seconds. Just under 36 seconds. No ceiling strats. The ceiling strat is the one where I believe you actually ride on the ceiling and hope your pod doesn't explode before you're finished. I think.
I believe so, and that is really risky, and it only is attempted usually on the final lap of the fastest times on this skip.
I think I've only seen the ceiling strat in TAS. I've never seen a player actually do it, so that's on me for not having enough experience with it. But xAdypt is definitely showcasing that they have a very firm knowledge of this skip. They've already gone through 2 practice runs with it being clean and clear, hovering around the 36-second range. Oh, Ace in the chat. I mean, staying on the ceiling to do this first skip, not the double lap. Okay. Paige has locked in Mars. xAdypt taking a crash in the practice run. Just about 40 seconds to game time. Oh boy, this is going to be a race of the quick and the dead. If you miss that skip, it very much might sink this race.
Yeah, match.
This is definitely in blink and you'll miss it territory. And we are ready to get underway. Okay, Paige has hit the restart. Waiting on xAdypt for the restart. Oh dear.
That can happen. The real start now.
Here we go. Struggling with getting the climb.
Neck and neck going into this. Oh no!
Paige suffers a crash. xAdypt suffers a crash.
Oh, and Paige falls into the lava. On the lap.
What? They did not
Oh,
get
the
the
lap
second
did
lap
not
skip.
count for Paige.
Oh no!
And the dip takes this.
xAdypt closing it out with a 48.361 as Paige rockets toward the jump for the last skip.
Setting.
Oh no! Paige taking a DNF. Oh boy.
Back again, huh?
Shoutouts to Damaray, our tracker for this game.
Unless you upgrade your pod racer, I think.
Apparently needs the decimal for the seconds count. Oh boy, that did not happen when I was doing it last. It was a good while ago, though. We appreciate your efforts nonetheless, Dom. And that is evening it up. We are at one apiece. So anyone that bet on a clean sweep has lost their truggets. But I was not expecting a sweep either way. No one bet on a clean sweep. Good. If you expected a sweep out of this, you would have been sorely mistaken. I think we're still waiting for the last match to be verified.
There it goes.
All right. Looks like xAdypt is trying for the trying for the crash. Not good. Paige temp banning Bullseye Navior. And xAdypt responding by banning Baru Coast. And the last race did cost Paige a force point. Or excuse me, xAdypt a force point.
We're going to Doug Derby.
Malistaire course number 2. Trivia
AKA
boss
Laguna
Stain Draco.
Seca.
Now I'm
AKA
expecting you to
Laguna
have
Seca.
I'm expecting you to have all these turns memorized so you can give their proper names, because I sure as heck did not. And someday there will hopefully be a race course that is developed like Sebulba's Legacy, so we can actually have the trifecta of real life courses. Doug Derby with The leaderboard being held by Damire at a 131.896, with Paige a few seconds behind at 134.330. Every time we wind up with a Malice Air Force, it's always hotly contested. I don't think it'll be any different today.
This track, because this is a really hard and punishing track.
And for the curve a Dip just took, because that turn is a murderer of a turn.
Yeah, where they crashed is the corkscrew.
Corkscrew of Doom.
Yeah. Corkscrew on the real life Laguna Seca track is also infamous for being one of the hardest turns in any real life racetrack as well.
I can imagine why.
Crashing, entering the roll straight.
It certainly murders me a lot when I'm playing this game.
This is...
And we are ready to get underway. The countdown is over. On to race 3. Still tied 1-1 apiece. It's very early, so all the big fireworks haven't had yet to be taken out and put on the table. We've already seen a good skips run right off the bat. xAdypt navigating the corkscrew in practice. Paige is ready for the restart.
Okay, we have Paige pause.
And they're both paused. And Paige is out at the starting gate. A clean 7 seconds ahead.
Yep.
xAdypt rocketing down the canyon to catch up.
Okay. Going into the roll straight. To the corkscrew.
Oh, I thought Paige.
Through.
I swear, that end wall, the second turn of the corkscrew, I swear that thing is programmed to kill people more often.
Oh, we're only up by 0.2 of a second.
This is close.
Ooh.
Heavy on the boost heading down that path.
Scrapes. Into the roll straight again, going into the corkscrew.
Paige giving that one an extra wide berth. No scrapes this time.
Much cleaner by both of them this time. The right.
All these Malice Air tracks
lap.
are 100% blink and you'll miss it. Good lord.
Through the Andretti hair. No.
Heavy on the boost down this path. Jumping and clean.
Final roll straight.
Ooh. xAdypt is piping hot.
Time.
They're on different heat patterns, it looks like.
I think Paige has this.
Paige takes it. Yep. Paige has retaken the lead, closing it out with a 134.18 to xAdydpt's 135.57. Both times ending on a 0. A dip with what looks like another throwaway ban. Temp banning Sebulba. Paige temp banning Abyss in response. What will the pick be for race number 4?
Yep, thinking long hard here. A dip thinking long and hard here.
And the selection is Aqualeris
Going
Classic.
to Aqualeris Classic.
Oh boy. AQC, a good time trial prep for you to practice with Ben. With the tournament record being held by Damire with a 236.503, with Paige behind a couple seconds at 238.379, and a dipped off by just under a second at 239.233. Everyone's on the leaderboard here. This track is indeed a classic. That was pretty bad. I'm sorry. Ow. Thanks, Tom. It was Aquilarius. Wow. I think I've been outdone. I think I need to retire. I've been defeated by superior jokes. That was good.
Oh man.
You're in agony over there. Both racers navigating the sluice gate tunnels perfectly. A little bit of a bump off the aquarium tunnels there going into the final ones. Careful. Heavy on the boost towards the double splitter. On the boost out towards start finish. Here we go. AQC handled well as a short throw ride. Entertaining to say the least, though. I remember when I was first playing this game, I was always terrified that if I hit the ships that were flying above you, you'd actually crash into them. Only recently learned that they're not objects. You can go right through them. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Race 4, AQC.
Yep.
Nope, the little transports that fly above you on Aqualeris do not have collision boxes. They might as well be made of clouds.
It is so wonky in this game.
I'm pretty confident the one that takes the cake is without a doubt the wall on Opening Centrum that you can literally just fly through because it just doesn't have collision. They weren't expecting you to make that jump.
Yeah, the pillar. Yeah, the pillar on Endo Prime Centrum. That is just. Unfortunately, that was permaban, so we won't be seeing that today.
Morpheus whispering in your ear as you pod race. What is real? I think we're both on the right runs. Looks like about a 5-second differential.
5 seconds.
Excellent. Heavy on the boost towards the exterior path. Into the sluice gates they go. Clean navigations. Back out onto the sand. Pretty much neck and neck here. My goodness.
This is a really
Oh,
big
no!
No!
xAdypt taking a crash in the last aquarium tunnel. Not good. That's going to cost him a lot of speed going up on the uphill towards the splitter. And another one! Crashing in the splitter going towards start-finish. And that looked like a pause.
It was not a pause. Oh, a slight pause, yeah.
Oh, man. Paige now a league ahead on this board.
Yeah. Look, I'm amazed xAdypt didn't crash there again. Didn't crash again there.
Oh, boy. Paige. At this point, looking to take a 3-1 lead. Still plenty of racing left to happen, and mistakes can happen very quickly, as you just saw demonstrated. xAdypt back out into the splitter. They're taking the right path coming out into the splitter. I'm kind of curious about that.
A slightly shorter line, but it's a lot riskier.
Yeah, that's probably why I don't take it. One more trip around the splitter for Paige. Back to start finish, taking the outside line and clear. Paige will take race 4. Closing out with a 238.981 to xAdydpt's 249.634 and 2 crashes. Oh boy. Plenty of races to go, though. Paige still needs to take 3 more in order to close this one out.
The current record holder for this track is Ep1.
xAdypt temp banning Mars for the next race. Paige continuing to temp ban Abyss. Where will we be going for race number 5?
I'm hitting a skip portion. Hitting a skip.
Where do we go with Mars ban? Oh boy. I won't say it until it's locked in. We might be going to one of my 60 FPS favorites. Come on, come on. Don't keep me in suspense. I want to know the answer. Oh, yeah. Here we go. We're going to vengeance.
xAdypt is taking the Paige to amateur circuit tracks because that's where she is best on.
Vengeance was one of our qualifying tracks this year, so everyone should know it well. My goodness, I'm still kind of reeling for how much of a killer this track is on N64 compared to my time on 60 FPS. With both of our racers taking crashes in practice.
Now, this track can kill you at practically every point.
It's Ubo 4 and it's a prison facility. I feel like that's kind of a claim to fame. I mean, if you're going to stay here until...
Lore mentions the prison warden filling the anti-gravity tubes full of ore to crash into to delight the prisoners.
Because they wouldn't want to see their buddies escape. They want to be the ones doing the escaping.
And the track favorite for this track is one of those Uber 4 prisoners in Fudd Sang.
Good old Fudd. The eternal underdog who I will always root for.
And has yet to be explained into the law what serving his time in for.
For whatever reason, I think I remember hearing something about like tax fraud or finance evasion or something along those lines, which, with how they pursue people with that in our legal system around here, it's pretty understandable that they'd send him to this prison.
I didn't even, like, no official mention in the lore I've heard.
The only thing I remember being concrete was that statue in episode 1. But we are underway. Race number 5, Vengeance. We're standing by for the restarts.
Oh my god. Both players crashing a lot in practice.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a meat grinder. But I don't think we'd have it any other way with this godforsaken board.
Yeah.
Yo! There's another one for Paige. Both are on the restart.
This is such a... Yep. No.
Make no mistake, this course is hell.
Especially hellish on N64.
xAdypt is off.
So is Paige. Curious to see what happens here.
A little bit of a bump for Paige. Different heat patterns right off the rip. xAdypt taking the narrow line on the left. Oh, corkscrew tunnel takes one.
Shaft!
Oh no. That is a crash right off the bat for xAdypt. But knowing the practice runs, that can change very quickly as they go into the AGTs.
And that reactor core beam that has the purple binder like the posture binders. The thing is so lethal, it will kill you even with invincibility cheats on.
When it says you're done playing, it means it. Paige crossing start-finish line with what looks like a 102. And xAdypt with a 107.58. There's a lot of lost ground to recover. Paige rocketing down towards the figure eight. xAdypt still taking the left
risky.
side. Wow. That's 2 in a row clear. No one wants to practice vengeance because they didn't qualifiers 5 months ago. It has been a while, hasn't it? That left side is an absolute. That is a butt clencher for sure. You are not guaranteed to make it out there.
Paige scrapes it, bonks an asteroid.
Ooh. xAdypt still in catch-up mode. It's gonna require a crash from Paige to catch up, I think.
At 101.
Oh man. Paige, xAdypt lets up. Oh boy. Definitely not helping their case here. xAdypt now playing a lot more passive. Paige through the anti-gravity tunnel without cooling down to give them some more heat to work with. Oh man. Paige is out of the exterior tunnel.
Again.
And Paige clears it.
A 307 for Paige.
xAdypt closing out with a 314.315. Paige goes up 4-1.
We see Clay. We see a Clay hole span and an abyss span again.
Paige is not letting Abyss be selected.
You come back, huh? Something else?
To next.
Running out of chances to pick. xAdypt is going to have to fight through a lot of Paige's picks to get back into command of the series. We got you, Ram.
Bumpies.
Bumpy's full track. All right. Paige quite enthusiastic about this one. Bumpy's no track favorite. Dom holding the record here with a 425.852. Paige 20 seconds back at a 445.511. And xAdypt with a 456.288 with the Beto Man, Aldar Beto. That 25 is still a dumb time. Well, maybe in the upper bracket grand finals, you should try to improve it then. The challenge is on you, good sir.
Too funny.
But that's where the thrill is, right? Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Sure. 3, 2, 1. And we're underway. Race number 6, Bumpy's full track. I've seen Paige take a couple of restarts. And xAdypt looks pretty solid with this one so far. We are standing by for the restart. We can only hope they're both ready. xAdypt gliding up in practice. xAdypt looking very strong on this board.
Be sure, since Paige was really enthusiastic about this pick, so I'm not so sure. See what happens.
About 4.5 seconds time.
Pause.
Pretty good so far. Is it just me, or like the breakers themselves? They seem. Oh no! xAdypt with the early crash in the breakers. Oh, that is going to be costly. xAdypt once again in heavy catch-up mode. There are a lot of points where this track can change everything. The sluice gates, the city shortcut. One mistake there is going to make this exponentially more difficult. As mentioned, Paige takes a crash in the city shortcut. xAdydpt's forced to take the long route for it, but actually maintains speed.
Oh, for now, neck and neck again.
Oh boy. Taking the heavy turn. Looks like xAdypt has actually retaken the lead. But does not stay
Sure
on the
looks like
boost.
it.
Going up to the main arena. Oh boy. We have a battle once again, folks.
Yeah.
Heading towards the triple jump. The track definitely influencing it, exerting its force on everyone else here. xAdypt taking that dangerously
There's a little
close to the
crash
wall
there.
again. They're playing very dangerously here. They correct the mistake from last lap. They're into the tunnel turn.
Still probably thinking that they've lost it.
Still going
Paige
clean.
playing a lot safer with the lines. Oh, Paige crashes. Let's see what happens.
Oh!
I knew that one crash was going to come, and that's a bad respawn.
Oh no!
Paige nails it and catches up completely.
Oh no! Oh! Another crash in the shark trap.
No!
Oh no!
Mickey forfeited.
A DNF. No, 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 no. Another DNF. Oh, that is rotten luck. So now all Paige has to do is finish this run. Oh man. There was still plenty of track left too. That wouldn't have been unrecoverable. As long as Paige finishes this run, they will go up 5-1. They will have match point for the duration of the game. Oh boy. The longest of uphill battles. I've got confidence, but it's not going to be easy. What do you think, Draco?
I'm not so sure. xAdypt also admitted in chat that he is not at his best performance as of late.
Oh man.
Back again, huh? Have you seen my chance cue?
Here we go. Match point for Paige. Final grand final point. This is all between now. This is a ninth place finish
They come here, they look around, they no buy. Why nobody buy?
in the make.
What?
Oh boy.
You gonna beat Sebulba with that pod racer of yours? Ah! Chat chat gadadowalya midwana no pata.
xAdypt with potentially their last pick of the event.
Tulpada bunky dunko.
They're going to have to space out these force points and potentially the run back for a long time.
They come here. How do they find me? They come
xAdypt temp banning Elon Mach.
Favorite Abyss ban.
Paige clinging to basically the third permaban track.
Have you seen my chance cube?
The whole time.
God bless consistency.
You're gonna lose unless you upgrade your pod racer, I think.
What will it be for potentially the last race of today?
Outlanders, they come here. How do they find me? They come here, they mess up my store.
Now, if you pick a salty run back, does that also copy the conditions of the run back? Like, could you theoretically run a salty run back on Inferno skips if you wanted to? Oh,
We see
what is this?
Speedway Oz the track favorite, Team Toe.
Team Toe Pagalies. I was not expecting this. Okay. The only record we have on the leaderboard here goes to Nup with a 48.338. Wow. I was not expecting this.
Yeah. And Team Toe is a spectacularly bad pod. Super slow. Even fully upgraded, his heat and cool rate only equalizes. And stiff to turn. And super. The only thing going for him is that he is the fixed accelerating pod after Neva Key get bumpy.
I'll have to give him credit then, because I thought he was pretty much irredeemable.
And he didn't do very well in the movie lore either, since he was shot down by Tuscan Raiders in the movie.
Just near the tail end of lap 2. One shot to the engine, that's all it took. So, loses points for that one. xAdypt finishing the practice run with potentially a new leaderboard time. 47.76.
Yeah.
In practice, it looks like xAdypt has this one. We will see, but at the moment, it looks like xAdypt is going to take this one, judging off the practice runs. You don't want to be having an engine fire, especially one that lasts that long.
Yeah.
That basically knocks you out of the race. Three, two, one. And here we go. Race 7. Track favorite, Mongaza Speedway. This is going to be interesting. I'm still stumped at the pick. I was not expecting that.
I did not expect this one bit.
And this is going to be another one of those blink and you'll miss it tracks.
This is the shortest full track in the game, but will be a little less blinking you'll miss with how slow Team Toe is.
Yeah, that is fair. Both racers standing by for the restart. And xAdypt is off. I think the key to winning here is to make sure you don't pop an engine fire. If you do, you're in some serious trouble. There's the first one. A dip with the engine fire. Not good. Even through the engine fire, a dip still holding the line. They are in the lead. Obligatory, it's close. Oh boy. 46, 47. Engine fire, both players firing up as they cross the line, but a dip taking it with a 47.802 by 0.2 of a second. My goodness. A dip stays alive. We're going to race 8.
He's at the Now he's at the mercy of Paige, and Paige said she has some juicy picks apparently. So I expect to see a juicy pick coming.
They're going to be at Paige's mercy for the remainder of the event. And they're going to have to win 4 straight to complete the comeback. Paige temp banning Juan Sandage. A dip temp banning Howler Gorge. That's interesting. Okay. Let's see all these juicy picks. And not to mention, Paige still has all of their force points and the run back ready to go. Keeping it simple with full track Sunken City. With the leaderboard showing Homura as the record holder for this track with a 359.037. Paige at a 405.014 and a dip with a 423.771.
Just saying in chat, let's hit the Aquilaris Grand Tour.
We have hit. This will be the final Aquilaris board. We'll have hit every single one. And Sunken City, basically, what I've always liked about Aquilaris is how it's one of those boards where they just build off the first one. You have Aquilaris Classic. Sunken City opens up a little bit of the actual city portion, and then Bumpy's Breakers opens it up even further by giving them extra turns and starting in the central arena. Like if there's a case study in good level design.
Say it's a case study in boring level design because they share so much each other, and the only unique portion is on Bumpy's Breakers with the breakers section. But you completely miss that if you try to do the skip on that.
Which I think we've only seen Bumpy skips one time this year so far. And that's definitely one of the more pivotal skip boards you can run, because if you don't make it, you might as well not even go for it. A dip taking a crash in practice coming out of the city. Get those crashes out of the way in practice. You do not want to deal with them in live. And again, Dipped is backed against the wall for the remainder of the event. And I believe they're also racing to force a reset of the bracket, so they'll have to win another match if they take this one. High stakes, high effort. Three, two, one. We are ready to start race 8. Full track Sunken City. Standing by for the resets. A dip going through the central stadium. toward the last exterior dirt portion. Run up to aquarium tunnel. I don't know. I would not be handling this well under pressure, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Paige gearing up for the restart.
Here comes a dip.
And we're off. Looking like a 3 or so second sync. Ooh, not holding the boost heading out of the aquarium tunnel. Into the sluice gates, Paige has the lead. And that city shortcut is going to decide it all. Oh! Oh, we're taking the scenic route double time. Both runners failing to make it. And Paige taking a crash again! 2 crashes on the city shortcut. 1 interior, 1 exterior. Oh no! xAdypt now rocketing ahead into the lead at the central arena. 2 crashes in quick succession. That's at least an 8 or 9 second penalty on the run. xAdypt now soaring ahead. They're almost on the final aquarium tunnel. He's got a lot of wiggle room, but they cannot afford to make any further mistakes. Heading towards the figure 8 splitter. Careful with the walls. Little bit of boost going towards start finish.
Makes it a little bit safer this time.
Yeah. Paige with a heavy bump on the splitter going in. xAdypt this time holding the boost throughout the entire aquarium tunnel and lighting up engine fire.
Fire!
Oh boy. Into the sluice gates, clean and clear. AI buddy keeping it consistent.
Let's see.
Gets it the second time.
Cautiously nails it.
Oh man. And
Both
Paige
taking
nails
it
the city.
a little slower.
Slower but safer. In this case, safer will get the job done. xAdypt clears the central arena for the second time out onto the exterior dirt. Oh boy. Judging by this one, if Paige isn't too rattled by this board, I would sense a salty run back on this board in the future. xAdypt taking the right side line this time. And Paige clearing start finish for the second to last time. No engine fire on xAdypt on that portion this time. This is grand finals for the lower bracket. Yes, it is. Oh, xAdypt with a crash. Oh no. That could be dangerous. They're back on track. They're still ahead. But Paige takes a crash in the city shortcut. They make it clear, but they get a very hard setback.
Yikes! xAdypt.
xAdypt going back to the final aquarium tunnel. On the way up, on the way up. Through the splitter. Last turn, last turn. taking the far outside lane and safe. xAdypt stays alive with a 419.604, with Paige coming in as a 429.203.
9.
xAdypt is still alive. I was going to say, I do not know if mirror courses are permitted in tournament. Thank you for clearing that up, Ace.
No, they are not.
And that's even with force point override. You were coming in extremely patchy. I cannot hear you.
Okay. Let's see. Paige might just go a little more flat out this time around.
Once again, banning Mars. For being under pressure, xAdypt is handling it very well. They've marched their way through 2 of Paige's picks. xAdypt opting to use a force point to ban 2 tracks, banning Sebulba's Legacy and Baru Coast. Where do you go from here? You've still got a lot of choices. Based on what you've seen, where would you go?
I'm not so sure. Let's see what she's doing.
Oh my goodness. We're going to Grapevine Gateway. Oh boy. Tournament record for Grapevine sits at 4 minutes and 8.545 seconds by Damire, with Paige on the leaderboard at 450.322 with 4 wrecks. xAdypt is not on this board. Oh my goodness. Grapevine. Oh man. So without doubt, Grapevine is indeed the hardest course in the game. It is an absolute meat grinder of a board. The swamp portion in particular is a death sentence. And you need to be on the ball at all times to even get a passable run on this course. Oh my goodness.
You come back, huh?
Grapevine 9. With Paige already taking a crash right off the rip in practice. Oh man. I believe this is the one board in the game where the best time remains with Bullseye as opposed to Ben. But with Bullseye being so brittle, it's a lot easier to wreck, and engine damage racks up very quickly. Paige already taking multiple crashes in practice runs. I'm not sure how xAdypt managed to survive that one. Taking that shortcut smoothly and not staying in the air for too long. I know it's a practice first impression, but by the looks of it, xAdypt might be a little bit more at home. Here comes the countdown. 3, 2, 1. And we're ready to roll. Race 9. Hardest in the game. Graphine.
Yeah.
Standing by for the reset. Yeah, xAdypt is handling this very well. They know when to hit the brakes. They're not crashing. They're taking damage, but they're not out of it.
On the fact in Avoir.
Careful, careful. Oh, right at the end of the course. Oh, boy.
Though.
And xAdypt has their warm-up lap in the books. We're both on the restart.
Here we go.
Again, match point for Paige. But xAdypt clawing their way back. They've gotten half of the comeback complete. A lot of bumps on that opening wall. Rocketing down the cobblestone path. Into Cheese World. Making the shortcuts. Ooh, sketchy. No!
Crashes!
First crash from xAdypt. I am confident it will not be the last for this race.
Yeah, this track can kill you at every point.
Can and will. Thank you for the sync. xAdypt once again in heavy catch-up mode. Struggling in the jungle.
Yes, aren't quite as bad with Bullseye because he accelerates super fast.
xAdypt now in severe catch-up mode. Managing to not crash from the tree. Paige currently on a deathless run. xAdypt lighting up, heading towards that last set of turns. Paige clears the first lap. I am glued to the screen right now. I am nervous as heck. xAdypt getting a repair in before going to the cobblestone path.
There comes the quick shortcut. Wide but makes it. Here comes xAdypt.
Oh, and there's a crash from Paige. It is not over yet. Although Paige does remain ahead after the crash due to how they've been racing. It may take another mistake from Paige in order to close the gap. Bad scrape in the jungle. Engine 2 is about to hit the red. Taking time to repair in the swamps. Not bad. And another crash from Paige. xAdypt takes the lead. I cannot believe what I am seeing. This one is going back and forth. xAdypt. Oh, a third crash from Paige.
129 from xAdypt.
Also a personal record. Potentially. With 2 additional crashes, the shoe is now on the other foot. xAdypt is in the lead. It is their race to lose at the moment.
Let's see the quick shortcut. This is.
Oh, very wide.
Very wide.
This is not over yet, even after those crashes. Paige is moving in quick. Oh, crash in the jungle!
Oh!
Paige very much alive now.
Here we
Careful
go,
in
the
the death
final
swamp. A fourth crash from Paige.
crashes in the swamp. Okay.
They're up over Broken Bridge. Coming back towards the final set of turns. A dip lighting up near the tail end. Be careful. Hooks it around it, and oh, another crash. Go, go, go. Oh my goodness, that was close. xAdypt takes it, holding a 441.271 to a 443.432. xAdypt is still alive. My goodness. They are absolutely clawing their way back into it. Holy shnikes. Would have been a heartbreaking loss. We almost had one like that earlier. If you recall, to upper bracket, Dom versus Nate Man. Nate Man crashed at the very end of it and almost lost it right at the very tail end of it. Both cases where we've had a finish line crash have not ended in disaster. Oh, Paige temp banning Bozzy Baranta for race 10. xAdypt using their final force point by the looks of it. No, they rescind it. Oh man, the suspense is actually starting to kill me here. I cannot believe we're seeing potentially the comeback. xAdypt just declining to use their last force point and simply temp banning Howler Gorge. Where are we going for race 10? See, now Paige has to think because, oh, dataless memory, you just got your wish. We're going to Abyss Skips. This is the bottle of nitrous. This is the last boost. Oh boy. Abyss Skips.
Another.
Back again, huh? Chat chat gadadowalya midwanano pata.
The classic of classics.
Easier than doing the full track of Abyss.
What? You
And I will be honest, is the only reason I beat the game in the first place.
Ah,
Because that board on N64, for me as a newer player to this, was an absolute wall. I did not pass go. I collected no dollars. I was donezo. With regard to the leaderboard, Goofbrush holds the top spot with a 20.027, with Paige at a 24.985 and xAdypt at a 33.815. On paper, Paige has this.
This is a really volatile skip, though. It can be volatile. Using the safest pod for this in one bandage. This is the safest.
We get that climb fast.
My Panagoya.
24.8. I think in the practice runs at least, xAdypt has been brushing up on this one.
Yep.
I think that's fair, Dom. Because it's all about the climbs and how fast you can get those done. If you're slow on your climbs, you are in trouble. Ooh, the volatility is showing. About 50 seconds to the actual match from the countdown. Let's hope Paige is getting all those mistakes out of the way quick, because they're racking up a lot of them in practice. xAdypt firmly holding at the 24-second mark. Oh my goodness. Uh-oh. Three, two, one. Race 10. Abyss skips. Blink and you'll miss it. It switches to far cam. And make the jump. 6, 7, 8. Second climb is done. I don't know if this is their actual run. I don't know if this is practice or not. But they close it. Oh my goodness. I don't believe it. Last climb. I do not believe what I'm seeing. The rally is complete. xAdypt has clawed their way back from a 4-race deficit to tie the match up for race 11. Oh man. And this is it. This is the final race for today. Paige making the decision to temp ban Bull's Roar. And this is xAdydpt's final chance to use a force point. And if xAdypt wins this one, they would successfully force a bracket reset and take us to another lower bracket grand finals match. The grander grand finals, as it were. We have lost Draco. I do not know what is going on. xAdypt selecting, looking to see Sebulba's Legacy potentially temp banned. And this is their last chance to use a force point, so odds are we will see 2 tracks temp banned for this one. Yep. They use the extra force point to ban a second track, Howler Gorge, alongside Sebulba's Legacy on temp ban. And this is it. Are we going there? Holy smokes, a giant slew of bans there, potentially. Burning all the force points at once, I see. The final race will be Executioner, full track, with the following litany of racers banned: Bowls, Beto, Mars, Bullseye, Clegg, Rats, and Toy.
Oh man, we are on race 11 in the grand final. This has not happened since 2019 that we've had it go all the way to the maximum number of matches.
6 years? Goodness.
Yep, this is the first grand final since 2019 to go all the way to the final match.
And potentially even more on the event of a bracket reset. Holy.
Yeah. A bracket reset is real now.
The times on the leaderboard are Goofbrush at the top of the mountain with a 348.352, with Paige on the leaderboard about 5 seconds behind at 353.516. xAdypt is not on this leaderboard. It'll inevitably be
if
a
he even
mirror.
had a chance to do it.
Oh man, this is crazy. All the places to go down, you bring it to Executioner, which earns its name. Tell us how many ways. Yeah, I'm sweating too at Executioner. Don't you worry. Me being a 60 FPS native, Executioner is utterly terrible on 60 FPS. And Paige with the crash in practice. Oh boy. I will be absolutely stoked if we get a bracket reset. For me, it is, Dom. I just can't stand the track. Executioner is much more bearable when I'm playing on 64. I feel like Dom's going to send me a strongly worded letter as to why I'm wrong. And here comes the final countdown for today. 3, 2, 1. Race 11. Lower bracket grand finals. Executioner. If this is the actual run, xAdypt has missed the boost start. Boosting onto the red road. And I have no idea if this is Paige's actual run. Gonna be on the boost, using the climb to get into the anti-gravity tunnel vertically. Yep, Paige has marked the restart. The drop from AGT1 kills xAdypt, which means that had to have been their
There
restart
we
too.
go.
And now we're in it. xAdypt hits the boost start. A good amount of time. Looks like a 17 or so second sync. Oh my goodness. Oh, jeez. xAdypt stream going color gradient like we're playing Doom here.
Okay. They're both really close to each other
Both on
onto
the
the
red
right
road.
carpet path.
With different heat patterns going by the looks of it. Both of them taking that vertical side climb to get into the AGT vertically. Hold that floor. Oh boy.
Oh,
Paige managing to navigate out of the AGT tunnel successfully.
that anti-gravity tunnel is where the track earns its name of Executioner, plain and simple.
Easily. AGT, well, technically AGT2 is an absolute meat grinder. That drop at the end of it, I swear you have an extra chance to die on that drop alone. And xAdypt is now in catch-up mode. xAdypt also making the decision not to run with an AI buddy on this board, with Paige opting to select Toy as their AI buddy. Navigating cleanly. Paige taking the boost up to the red road. xAdypt in pursuit. This is close. Paige is into the anti-gravity tunnel vertically. And
Oh,
takes
crashes in the anti-gravity tube.
xAdypt has retaken the lead. Stumbling in the tunnel.
Don't.
The landing is bad.
Kills on impact.
Paige retakes the lead. xAdypt heavy on the boost, back in catch-up mode. Had that lead for just a moment. Death is so easily avoided unless you're Radiant Variant, in which case that death is guaranteed.
Looks like xAdypt is running at much lower frame rate than Paige, too.
The higher the frames, the better chance you have of getting shredded on the bump. Although it is close, I believe there's a 2-second difference between the two. On the red road.
Whoa, I think
Lost the boost?
he let go of the boost. He didn't drop it. He just deliberately dropped it.
That's interesting. Paige is pulling ahead. Oh no!
That probably sealed it.
Tunnel. The tunnel. xAdypt closing out from the power cage tunnel. Paige already moving towards the Exogorth.
There was that final tunnel that decided it.
It's always the tunnel.
And Paige coming in under 4 minutes despite a crash.
And that will close it out. After an absolutely mammoth rally by xAdypt, Paige will take the set 6-5.
Just like their previous match.
Down to the wire as ever. And we will get them both in here for interviews because they put on an absolute barn burner of a show.
I'm gonna have to keep the interview quick because I am coming down with something. But other than that, fun match.
That was you. I think that's. I would go as far as to say that's probably match of the tournament so far. That was an insane performance from the both of you. Let's get xAdypt in here. Give me 1 second. Okay, it looks like I do not have the ability to invite them from here. What is wrong with this picture?
He's in the server.
Oh.
So just give him a minute.
Okay, either that or I just stink at Discord. I think I need someone else to get on that. Can someone help me out here?
He's in the server. Just give him a second.
Okay. Fumbling at the finish line. It's not how I wanted it to go.
You're fine. He's
Damn.
coming.
That was an absolutely insane match you just put on. Kudos to the both of you.
There,
There's a
now
dip.
it's here.
All right. First things first. You guys put on a hell of a show. Absolutely impressive.
Yeah. I mean, I cannot believe I almost threw a lead like that.
The comeback the rally was complete.
Yeah. No, you pulled it together.
Fighting through just about every single one of your picks to storm back to match point.
Yeah, that was fun. I was in my head at first, but
Yeah, and then I got
turned
in my
into a
head.
good show. I think like losing 2 in a row just kind of instantly gets you in your head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I lost
then
those 2 in a row, and I was like, "Oh, dude."
Well, we
It's
both
done.
ended up losing 4 in a row.
Yeah.
With the absolute monster rally to come back to match point.
I cannot believe that bad respawn on Sunken.
Outside of that, I have to ask, where was the tension biggest when in the middle of the rally? Like for you, Paige, when was the tension the biggest? Like that moment of, oh crap, he's right on my tail. What do I do?
Honestly, it never felt like super high tension for me.
Really?
I mean, yeah, I was under stress, but I was winner's side.
Fair enough.
And I was going into this not a huge amount of practice. It was okay, if I win here, I win here. If I lose here, okay. I was able to mostly stay relaxed the whole time. The tension was in physicality. Like, I mentally was fine, but I was physically tensing a lot.
Ah, I see. Aversely, on the other end, xAdypt, where were you the most hyped for coming back? Like, after which track?
Yeah, when did it feel real?
I mean, I got a lap record on GVG, so that felt good, I guess. That
The
was probably the
crab
moment where I was
fire.
like, yeah, I was like, okay, I can actually play decent today, maybe.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I feel like Paige and I are kind of similar, or not similar, equal, like skill levels around the same, but in like totally different departments.
Because that Grabvine match was an absolute duel. Lead changes and everything.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I
Yeah.
specialize hard in this game. I have a handful of tracks that I am a top-level player on, and the rest I'm very mid-level.
Yeah, that was another epiphany I had. I was like, dude, I keep picking amateur circuit, and I know Paige is good on all of the amateur circuit tracks. And I was like, I gotta get out of here.
Well, the one you didn't pick was my worst one. The one
What,
we didn't
Betos?
play. No, sorry, not Betos. Betos I'm okay on. It's Spice Mine Run I'm actually not good at in max upgrades.
Oh no, I practiced SMR last night and I was getting freaking 47s. There's no way I was gonna pick that.
Yeah, fair. I think my PB's like a 44, 45.
Yeah, my PB is a high 44. It's like a 0.8 or something like that.
And I hate to cut this short, but my throat is absolutely dying and I need to get some rest before I travel.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you very much for coming by for the interviews. You guys did great.
That was a fun time.
And again,
Yeah, it was awesome.
congratulations for taking the lower bracket.
Thanks. Whew.
Grandson,
It's a-
your ninth. Congrats on 9th place, Paige, and your 10th place, xAdypt.
Hey,
Big
not half
10.
bad.
How many
Okay.
people did we have this year? It's like 8, 19,
20.
20 flat.
20.
It was 18.
Cool.
Hey.
Oh, 19?
It was 18.
Oh, it was 18. Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
technically top half.
18. And now, all we have left now is the grand final, the upper bracket grand final between truly old guard versus old guard Mike versus new guard Domare.
I mean, that should be a good one.
It
Yeah,
better
that's
be a good one.
fun
That's
to watch.
Yeah. If this set the bar, then it's got a high bar to meet on the grand final side for winner for upper bracket.
Yeah.
This was a great game, and that's going to be tough to top. Man,
Yeah, GG's. Well played, Paige.
GG's.
And safe travel.
Thanks. We'll see y'all next time.
Take care. May the force be with you, and get better soon, Paige.
Thank you.
have a good
Thanks,
night, everybody.
everybody.